welcome to the Dream Stream podcast. I am Yiskah Koock, your resident dream worker, here with my good friend and fellow dream worker, Ellen Ronis. Hi, Ellen.
Hi, Yiskah. Hi, everybody.
So really good to be talking with you and to know I'm dreaming again, like I've opened the valve and dreams, dreams, dreams. I'm so grateful. And
That's so great.
yeah, and I want to just move forward. Can I share a dream?
Absolutely. We'd love to hear it.
Okay, so I had this dream on Yom Kippur. So I like to look at dreams in the new year that will I dreams in the new year that can show me something that will happen in this new year. The dream that I dream on Rosh Hashanah, or, for instance, the Jewish New Year, or on New Year's Eve, Gregorian calendar New Year. So I dreamed this on Yom Kippur, and Yom Kippur is what's sort of considered the Day of Atonement. And it's the day to really beat your chest with like all of the yuck and all of the things that you might not feel good about that you perpetrated or that you were on the receiving end of. And there's an idea that God says, yes, I will forgive you, but now you need to work on seeking forgiveness or opening yourself to forgiveness with your fellow humans. So this dream came on that night, which begins the day of Yom Kippur. The Jewish day starts the night before. So my dream is I'm in Ithaca or Philadelphia or maybe Saugerties. There's those three places that it might be. And I'm at a big LGBTQ community center. My friend Krista is there. And I realize my great love for her. And I live in this town. So I ask the people at the LGBTQ center if they have coffee, but they don't. And they say, oh, there's a cafe kind of catty corner from the center. So that means, I have to cross this road and then this road, or this road and then that road. Similar, it has elements of New York City in it too. Similar, so there's a stop light for the walkers, a stop, a hand, and then starts blinking, 10, 9, 8. So it counts down how much time you'll have to get across the street. So everyone knows I have a disability because I have MS and I can't always walk quickly. So that's something I need to pay attention to. But I decide I'm going to rush. I'm going to rush across. So I rush across first this way. And as I'm rushing across, did you ever say, oh, flat tire when you step on the heel of someone else's shoe? I mean, we did that when we were kids, right? So I have two flat tires and both of my shoes come off at the heel. And I'm still, rushing, and I'm like, oh no, I better fix my shoes. And then, so I'm going to cross now the other way across, and I stop in the middle, in the median, where there is a bench to sit on. And I think I will put my shoes on properly in the middle of the median. And then I continue my run across the street to go to that cafe to get coffee. So that was the whole dream. But I thought about it, like I did a lot of self-work this Yom Kippur on, I had a conversation with my friend who also happens to be my older son's father. And he also happens to be a rabbi. So he'd given me some good food for thought and ways to look at my year and make amends for it. So I was doing a lot of work and thinking on this when I had that dream. So the first thing I was thinking is, or should I wait? Should I wait? I mean, I'll just
No,
say,
I mean, unless you want the listeners to hear me take you through the whole process, I think it's great to just jump in with your, and then I
okay,
might ask some questions for
yeah,
clarity.
yes, right. So, I was thinking, have I been a heel, you know, this year? What's with the heels? Have I been a heel? And I think of that as like a snake, and I looked it up actually on Google, and it says heel is a position in like um, wrestling. That's like the villain. It's the villainous person is called the heel in wrestling.
Oh,
And then
uh-huh.
there'll be like whatever the good person is called. So, but I try never to be a villainous person. I try to be supportive of people, and I try to strive to be a good listener and a good friend. And so that kind of shook me up. But then it wasn't until last night that it occurred to me that heal also means heal, like to heal, to get well, to heal
Mhm.
again. And I thought that was funny that it hadn't I'm a dream worker, that hadn't occurred to me until last night. And then there's one other dream that I feel like somehow has something to do with it. It may be the same night or the next night. I had a dream that I was in the dream. I'm writing down my dream in like on paper in pen, and I'm writing with my right hand. And so I don't know if people remember. So I have MS and my right hand is very compromised. And I used to be dominantly right-handed, but I can no longer, I don't have the dexterity in my right hand. And so I do write a little with my left hand, but I can't really journal. It's not that comfortable.
Mhm.
So I type my dreams in my phone to keep a record. And so, but I was writing with my right hand and I was writing my dream, and it felt really good to be writing with my right hand. So that came on the heels of the other dream. Okay,
Oh,
Ellen,
that
lead
was a second dream. The
that
writing was
second
it
dream.
was like another dream. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I don't know if it was that night after or if it was the next night. I can't recall.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any thoughts about the LGBTQ thing?
Um,
Like,
you know, my only thought about that is, you know, if I ever pause to feel sorry for myself, of the struggle of how hard it is, that this is a hard run. I believe we choose our challenges in our lives.
mhm,
Um, then I think about the LGBT community, and I know that they have a really hard
mhm,
process also. And even if their relatives and friends are accepting of their choices, society is not overly accepting, and
yeah,
there's some atrocities, especially not especially but also or especially in the trans community, that people are not completely safe. So that was really my only thought with that.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess my curiosity is what is it for you? Like, do you feel, is there some way that you feel unsafe or not held in some part of
Mm,
yourself? And that's maybe why, I guess in my dream, that's what I'm thinking is that if that's what I'm associating with the LGBTQ, is
yes.
there a sense of not really being held by our world in a lot of ways?
Oh
Um,
yeah, i
that maybe
definitely
I feel like that.
I definitely feel like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And maybe,
Yeah.
your disability makes you feel like that in a
Yes, and
certain way.
also that I'm Jewish in this, in this nation, that our president is putting the Proud Boys on standby For what? For a civil war? I don't know, but
Yeah,
I'm certainly fearful of that.
yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes.
um, and I'm also curious about the three different places that you felt it could be. Can you say more about that?
Can you say more about the
Yeah,
question?
you said that it felt like it was either Socrates or
Oh,
Philadelphia or
Ithaca.
Ithaca. And those are all quite different places. And
Yes.
are
Yes.
those places that you've been, that you've lived, that you know?
I did live in Philadelphia for a
Okay.
short time.
Mhm.
Um, not that long of a time. Actually, interestingly, when I was getting to know Phelan's dad, I was living in Philly so we could get to know each other. But then
Mm,
decided that we didn't actually want to be together.
mhm,
Um, and yeah, so that's Philadelphia. Ithaca, I don't know. When I think of Ithaca, I think of a progressive town, with Ithaca dollars, like
mhm,
investing in their own community,
mhm,
and co-housing, the big co-housing they have in Ithaca. So I think of that in like progressive uh, values and whatnot. And Socrates, it really felt like it was Socrates for some reason. And I have been to Socrates. Um, I can't recall. I mean, it's downtown Socrates, so I've been there, but I don't know. I don't know why I would think of that.
okay, okay. Yeah, that's kind of interesting to me that it could have been all those different places, but it also
Yeah,
could have been New York City.
right. It also, right, because
I don't know what to say about that, but that I'm just finding that curious.
you know how New York has like maybe 6-lane roads, so three
Right.
coming one way, three going the other way, and then there's a median in the middle,
Yes,
and
that
sometimes
made
there's
me
a
think
park
of,
bench, not a
yeah,
park bench,
when you
but
said the park bench, I was like,
yeah,
we have those upstate New York or
right,
in any small town. So it
right,
make me think, and also like that there's a coffee shop right across the street from the community center. Like that seems
yes,
like a city.
it was
Anyway,
like,
I don't know that it really matters where it was, but just that just might be an
yeah,
interesting exploration to
very,
put
very much,
together all of the pieces of energy like that
yes,
Philadelphia had, like your son's father and how
yes,
that was and what that
yes.
just I'm not necessarily getting it what it all means, but I think it might be an interesting exploration.
I think you're right about that. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah,
I will
um
explore.
yeah. So is there anything specific that you'd like to know about the
Yes, I want to know more about the heel.
dream?
And
Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
and just to say that this occurred to me, I'm rushing. And I say that a couple times when I wrote down the stream and recorded it.
Mhm.
And when I do voice record, and so sometimes um, whatever corrects your comments,
Autocorrect, yeah.
autocorrect, thank you, had something to say about that because it made rush capital R.
Uh-huh.
And so then I'm reading it and I think, oh, Rosh Hashanah, Rosh Hashanah sounds like rushing, and then that also brings it home to me that this is a New Year's dream.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I had a little bit of a hit, like about that part when you were talking about like heal, and like, I tend not to make those kind of connections, like when there's a word that could mean another word. I don't know
Yes.
why, like it doesn't work for me. uh,
You're not a punny
I'm not
girl.
a, no, I am totally not a pun girl.
Pun, but
I
I
don't know that
might
I'm a fun girl either, but I'm
exactly.
definitely a pun girl. um yeah, and I know Robert Moss is really into that, so it's kind of
And I
funny.
am
But
too. I mean,
and yeah, you
it
are too.
seems I have clues in dreams.
Yeah. Well, and
Oh,
whatever works,
yeah, he
right?
was
Whatever
out in
works.
left field. Oh, Well, what does that mean? Oh, that means like not present or whatever. I don't know what that means, but
Yeah.
sometimes the puns help me to unpack a little bit more.
Yeah, if it totally, if it helps, great. Usually it doesn't help me for some reason. It takes me
Yes.
on this other kind of thing. But so my thought about the heel thing was that um, you're about to step out of your shoes.
Yes.
Like the shoes are kind of like, I don't know, your connection, your grounding, your connection to the earth or
Yes.
something.
Yes.
And you're rushing, and this thing happens where your heels are out of your shoe, and if you're rushing, you're going to just slip out.
Exactly.
And at first, when I first heard that, I thought, oh, that's so cool. Like that it almost felt
Oh,
like you were going to fly. I almost had this feeling
wow. I
like
love
you're going
that.
to, start like, I don't know, just right, lift up out of your shoes
Yes.
and move forward to the coffee shop, the
Yes.
important
Right.
thing.
I know. I must get to that coffee shop in this
Yeah.
dream. I really want my coffee. Um, yeah, please go on.
Um,
I'm just looking again at the dream.
yeah. Yeah. That was,
And
and then, oh,
something
then
about,
the other
yeah,
thing I felt about that piece too was that I'm walking and all of a sudden I'm flopping. I'm not like
yes,
smoothly moving across the street. I'm all of a sudden
yes,
flipping, flopping, and I'm feeling really ungrounded, and I'm feeling like
yes,
I have to work extra hard. It's already hard, and I have to walk, move differently and whatever, and it just feels
yes.
harder.
And what's
Um,
interesting, Ellen, is so I have to walk with a walking aid, either my cane or more safely my rollator, so that I have like two hands holding me. But as so often happens in my dreams, I'm not needing my walking aid or my
yeah,
anything, and
yeah.
so and that was happening then. The other thing I'd like to know about is because I say the middle of the median, so there's something about the middle, and
Mm,
there's something about the middle road for
mm,
me,
mm,
you
mm,
know, and
mhm.
I I do finally sit there to fix my shoes. I I want to in the middle of the median of the road, and I'm going to sit on it to fix my shoes to continue my run across the street to go to the cafe to get coffee. So um, maybe I need to find the middle ground with something in my life in order to achieve my goal, perhaps.
Maybe it's about slowing down. I mean, could it be just about
Can't,
like you're
can't,
like halfway through and just kind of like,
can't get much slower. Can't get much slower than I am.
thank you, Paul.
Seriously.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
was on
My dream
quarantine.
was about slowing down.
Right. I was quarantining long before the world was quarantining. Just
Yeah.
because of
Well,
like lack of ability.
hey, let me just revisit that for a second, though.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
it's not really slowing down. It's just
Shuffling along.
it's like moving. Not. It's not right. It's like
Yeah,
I'm feeling like all of a sudden I'm flopping. Something's not
yes,
isn't right. Life. I'm
yes,
not. I'm not moving smoothly through life to get where I
yes.
want to go.
Uh-huh,
And
yes.
so, and it's all and this is totally my projection because this is
It's
exactly how
hitting
I
home
feel.
though. It's hitting home for me, Ellen.
Good. And so maybe it's like it's not really slowing down, but it's like taking a breath. Just
Yes.
okay, this is like
Yeah.
this is not working. Let me just
Yes.
what do I need to do to just
Recalibrate.
re yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Realign.
Realign, recalibrate
Yes.
so that I can like move forward more comfortably towards the coffee, which
Yeah.
for me, what does that represent? For me, that just represents like a certain pleasure for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
And also it does represent like morning, which is a new day. It really does
Yes.
represent
Oh,
like,
yes.
okay, there's a new
Oh, love
possibility
that.
today. Like
That's
yesterday was tough,
absolutely.
and let's see if I can make today better.
Aha. Yes.
That's
Yeah,
that's coffee for me.
I agree. And I'm drinking coffee right now with some kind of alcohol in it. It's not one of my home health aides got for me. So yeah, so you're not a pun girl, but can you go there with me just for a little
Sure,
while?
of course.
Because
Yeah.
I would rather think of it as heal, like healing completely, than
Mm,
being a heel, which to me means, again, snake. Like
yeah.
I don't think I'm a heel.
Mm-mm.
I think I'm supportive, right? I mean, I try to
That
be.
doesn't resonate for me with you at all.
Right,
Like,
right.
at all.
And if I'm exploring for Yom Kippur, so maybe I was. I'm so sorry if ever I, you know, was a heel. I
Yeah.
think I may have been a heel um, sometimes, out of
Mm-hmm.
like fierceness or necessity, projected necessity.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but if it's heal, Heal, then maybe I need to find the middle ground and then
Mm,
I can heal.
mm,
And then if we bring my second dream into it, when I'm writing with my right hand, I mean, that's healing for me. I was thinking, Ellen, when you told me about a dream of yours in the last episode, and you said your hands were like claws,
mm,
and I
mhm,
actually that happens sometimes if my fingers are not open and it's not spread out, sometimes I can't open them. They do
mm,
feel claw-like, and of
mm.
course I don't want that or like that. I open them constantly to um, keep them open, my fingers
Yeah.
being the them.
Yeah.
So yeah, so then if I'm writing with my right hand, I mean, that's so much. I mean, I've always fancied myself a writer. I used to be a poet, I'd like to
Mhm.
write
Okay.
more again.
Mm,
And maybe I just need, um, well, what does it mean to find the middle ground? I mean, certainly don't want to find the middle ground when it comes to politics because I feel very clear of
yeah.
what I don't
Well,
want. Yeah.
here's an interesting thing that's not necessarily personal, but we are in full moon tonight,
Okay.
and the full moon is in Aries.
Sukkot.
Hmm?
Is it Sukkot? Does tonight start Sukkot?
I think
Well,
Sukkot is next week. I don't know how many
next full
days.
moon.
I just know people are having like things next week,
Yeah,
and
okay, then it's next week.
but maybe it doesn't. If it starts at the full moon, then tonight is it. Um,
Yeah.
so the full moon. This is astrological talk.
Yes.
Full moon is in Aries, and its opposite is we're in Libra, and the full moon is in Aries. So it's like they're two opposites. It always works like that on a full
Yeah.
moon, that you're
Yes.
opposite signs.
Oh, does it?
So yeah.
Never
So
realized that.
why am I saying that? Because I just read something about that, like because Aries is about I'm going, like it supposedly has a
Yes.
purpose and it has a cause, but it's
Yes.
also a kind of an energy that just moves without having a consciousness necessarily. It's like
Okay.
it wants to have a cause, but if it doesn't have a cause, it's just going to move. So maybe that's
Yeah.
what you're like, moving across the street, and you're fell
Oh,
out. You're moving because you're not sure exactly where you're going, or if that's the right thing, or if that's the right cause, or the right
yes.
whatever. And Libra is about like slow and sensual and love and relationships and
It's October 2nd, the start of Sukkot.
yeah. So
So,
that's tomorrow is the first. So
okay. All right.
yeah, Friday.
All right.
Yeah.
My mom's yard site will come on Sukkot.
Oh,
My yard site is the day of your death.
mm-hmm.
So my mom died in the Gregorian calendar that we use on October 11th, but on the Hebrew calendar it was the 17th of Tishrei during Sukkot. So I will light my what we call a yard site candle. That's a candle in a glass that burns for just over 24 hours. Um, so I need to do that.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
a special time of year. for
It's
you?
a hard time of year for me,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But yes, very special.
yeah. It's a hard time of year. Yeah. I find this time of year hard because the changing of the seasons and having to go in, which is wonderful, but also
Yes.
it has all this potential, right? It's just, fear and excitement and what am I going to find when I go deep
Yes.
inside myself, and it's going to get cold and dark and
Yes.
all of that. Anyway,
It
I always have a
is.
bit of I don't know, maybe melancholy this time of year, plus every other damn thing that's happening in the world
Exactly.
beyond,
Exactly.
just beyond anything. Anyway, I don't want to go on that track.
Okay.
So somehow I just wonder, just another meandering about it all.
Yes.
It's like, since the dream was happening now and it was Yom Kippur, and like that's
Yes.
about asking for forgiveness somehow, and also
Yes.
like it is coming into alignment with yourself,
Yes.
right? It
Yes.
really is.
Yes.
I really think that's what Yom Kippur is about. It's
Yes.
about coming. It's about asking for forgiveness
Yes.
so that we can be in alignment with God,
Yes.
with
Absolutely.
and so somehow it's like this tension of these two opposites, and maybe like one is on one side of the street, one is on the other side of the street,
Yes.
and you stopped in the middle, like from the
Yes.
Aries energy, like, oh, fast, I gotta go somewhere, and to the right,
Rushing,
that other place,
rushing.
yeah, which is like,
Must have my coffee.
yeah, let me just, I don't know, it just, yeah, it just occurred to me, so why not bring it up? Yeah, I
Yes,
don't know how
I
it
definitely
relates
think
to
so.
you.
Yes, and so I'm just going to take this pun a little further. So if there is healing for me, and it's about, coming into alignment with myself, finding the middle ground, which is kind of synonymous with that right now in my thinking, and don't they say, I mean, again, we're Jewish, but don't they say Christ is the middle way? Like the higher consciousness, the Christ
Mhm.
is the
Mhm.
middle way. So, I mean, maybe there's something there. And yeah, and the fact that I don't need my walking aid, but I still need to put my shoes on so I can have better footing. Did we talk about that? Footing. You have to
Mm-mm.
have better footing on
Yeah.
this
Yes. Yes.
ground.
Yes. I mean, I think
Yeah,
I implied that when I was saying, "Oh, you're
I
all
think
wiggly."
you said it, but
Yeah,
I might have.
but no,
So
better footing. Yeah.
yeah, so and because that's exactly what it is. I was like, all of a sudden, it was wobbly,
Yeah.
on my, you know, on the balls of my feet. And if you're on the balls of your feet, you're more flighty, right? Like you said, fly.
Kind of fall forward a little bit, right?
Yes, yes, yes. And it reminds me of someone who shall not be named, who stands tilted forward, and
Yes.
you almost want to tip them
Yeah.
over, but you can't get close enough.
You do. You do want to do that,
You
don't
do,
you?
you do. You just might want to do
Just
that.
really do want to.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
anyone who doesn't get it, what I'm talking about, that's fine. And
That's
please
fine.
just enjoy
We're
the
not
dream
going there.
stream.
Yeah.
Let's enjoy the dream stream. So, yeah. And so if I'm writing down my dream with my right hand, um, just want to go back to that dream. Okay, this is this one. And
Hmm.
oh, that was also a great one. Um, Writing. Okay. Um, Writing my dream with my right hand on paper. Very cool to be to not be putting it on the computer, but to be putting it on paper, to be writing it. Someone I want to show the dream stream to, but I don't feel like I have a current one that is alluring for that person. So I wanted to, so maybe whomever is listening to this now is the, dream um, character who needs to be hearing this right now. I
Hmm.
don't know.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Hmm. So you wrote that in, that was part of the dream, was
That my
something about,
dream was I was writing down my dream.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
where did you get what you just said? Where did that
I
come
read it from the dream I had recorded
from? Oh, okay.
on on my phone.
Okay.
So my one of my home health aides
Oh,
came back. So yeah, and if maybe there's something about I can get my alignment when I heal, and maybe it's less about healing from the MS as it is about healing from my hurt or fear, going forward with the world as it is, with this country as it is, that I just it's painful to me
hmm,
to think about what this country might become because of the leadership.
yeah.
It's
I
scary.
Yeah, I
It's
think everyone's
scary.
feeling like that.
And
Yeah.
I want to say too, because I was thinking about this earlier. So I grew up in New Jersey. I was born in the Bronx, raised in New Jersey, and when I was younger, we all used to look at the daily news or like whatever trashy New York papers there were. And Trump was on one with Marla Maples, but he was still married to Ivana Trump, and he's having this affair. And I remember seeing the cover of them together, and I thought, this man is the most despicable person. And I
Wow.
knew that he owned, Miss America or whatever, and I thought, you know, he's just despicable again because this is like unattainable. Like whose goal? Not my goal, I mean, but it's just not attainable
Hmm.
to be, and he's such a misogynist, and it's so as a young woman, I felt like this is the worst person in the world. I was sure of it. And now that, life is as it is, I think I was onto something as a
Really, that's
teenager.
wild that you thought that
Oh
you
my
even
God.
had
I
this
couldn't,
feeling.
I didn't hate anyone more then
Yeah. Wow.
because of the womanizing.
Yeah.
That's
Interesting.
really what it was. But now I see, but it's so much more than that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he's progressively gotten worse. I mean, he was bad then, but it was really just all about greed and
Yeah.
financial greed.
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
now it's just
Now it's about
way,
power.
yeah.
Yeah.
It, he's, yeah.
Yeah. So let's not, again,
Yeah.
blah,
So hard
blah.
not to. It's so prevalent, but no. Um, yeah.
Did you ever see The Good Place,
Yes.
Ellen, on Netflix? Do you
Yeah.
know when, I guess it's in the third, the third version, like a, um, series. Now they have the four series on Netflix, which is great because I hadn't seen the fourth one. This is why I missed the debate last night because I was watching and then I was like, oh yeah, I can't believe, and then I was able to see it after the fact. But but do you know when Michael and Janet and also the demon who was trying to mess things up on the earth for the
Mhm,
four humans
mhm,
are all summoned back to the judge's chambers or whatever, and the guy is just like, yeah, I know, your honor, blah blah blah, like the demon, and Janet and Michael are looking at each other, and the judge just goes broop, twacks him off the bridge into like who knows where, never to be seen again. That's what I want to do.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yes. So
Yeah.
but I digress.
She's
Yeah.
she's so funny.
She's
What
so funny.
forget her
Well, you
name?
should have thought of that before. She's,
Yeah,
I
she's
love
good.
that show. I love that
Kind of a
show.
silly show. Like I watch it, but I'm like, I'm not sure why I'm watching. I'm not sure what I'm getting out of it, but I keep
I don't
watching.
know what I'm getting out of it either, but so much that I've had to watch it like at least two or three times. And
Really?
now again, the fourth season is finally on Netflix. So I hadn't seen that yet. So
Mm-hmm.
I saw it last night. It was a much better destination than watching the debate, I think.
Totally. Anything is better than that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't watch that. Anyway, getting us back on track.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Anything
so
else that you feel like you're needing around the dream, or that any
I
other?
feel like also I'm just thinking of this now that I used to be a member of a gym for many years, and but then I got so compromised. I was like, I just can't do it anymore. And but I made a deal with my the owner of the gym and a trainer there that because usually they make you pay a the price of 1 month as like a deposit or whatever, and then you pay. So I
Mhm.
made a deal with them that I will never have to sign up again, but I can just start paying month to month. So I'll save like $40 or whatever. So I have a hope to one day go back there. But what I used to do is there's a Dunkin' Donuts before the plaza where my gym is, and I went there a couple times before the gym, but then I realized a better way to motivate myself would be workout, and then my reward for that will be a cup of coffee.
Mm.
And I loved
Mhm.
that D&D. They had the best radio station. It was like satellite radio. And I just thought that this is how I can again motivate myself but reward myself after working out.
Mm. Mm.
So eh, hold on 1 second please, Ellen. Turn that off. I want that off. Yeah, thank you. Sorry.
Okay.
So yeah, so maybe it feels like there's a reward
Mhm.
waiting for me at that coffee shop, and it's just coffee. I mean,
Mhm.
coffee as the reward. It's
Right.
not
Right.
it's not you know anything beyond the coffee. It's the coffee that
Right.
I that I want.
Yeah.
You can reward me with coffee. That's a good reward for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and it is what it is, but it may also be symbolic in the dream world of
Yes.
just getting a reward for doing maybe the
Right.
right thing or the right thing for
Right.
you.
Right. Right.
If you stop in the middle and kind of readjust and realign
Yes.
and
Yes.
take a breath, and then you can get this, move. I don't know.
Then I can move to the reward.
Yeah.
Right. So maybe I need to find my balance, find the middle place in myself
And maybe that is the healing.
to
Maybe just
realign.
finding that realignment in your mind,
Yes. Yes.
is the healing.
Yes.
Heal, like if you want to take that metaphor.
Right. Which I do. Thank you. Appreciate
Good. I
it.
can go there. I can play.
Because I was feeling like, what, have I been a heel? But then, as I said, it just occurred to me, oh, wait, heel. So that's kind of a
Yeah.
cool thing for me to think about.
Mhm.
Um, and so if I'm writing with my right hand, then I have healed my dysdexterousness, is that word? My undexterousness. And then yeah, which is awesome. That it was so cool to realize what I was doing too, because in that dream, I became aware that I was writing with my right hand. And I was like, oh, I'm writing with my right hand.
Mm.
Yeah.
And I mean, for me, I'm sure I bet it felt really good. I'm imagining it felt good. Like when I think of that, I think, God, that feels so good to be able to do something that you haven't been able to do. That's so,
Yes,
that
yes.
it's always been so second nature to
And
just do that and
so
imagine.
much to like I knew myself through my writing poetry.
Yeah.
I knew myself through
I get that.
writing.
Totally get that. I mean, I
Yeah.
do that too. I don't know. I wouldn't call myself a poet, but I do write, and
Yes.
sometimes I write poetry. Sometimes it comes
Yes.
out poetic. That's
Yes.
what I say by accident, but
Totally.
but I know, I hear you, and that's, I feel sad, if it's my dream, I feel sad I can't do that, but I'm so
Yes.
excited that I'm doing it right now in the dream world.
Yes.
Just,
Yes.
and what I want to say about that is that I have had dreams where something like that happens, or there's something that I'm doing that's just like, oh my God. And I think it changes your energy, like your actual energy, even though
Yes.
that is not actually happening. But
Yes.
because your mind doesn't really know the difference between what you think and what is
Right.
actually happening.
Right.
So if in
Right.
your mind your dream is like, oh my God, this is so cool, I'm writing, I'm expressing
Yes.
myself, I'm writing
Yes.
poetry with my right hand,
Yes.
well, maybe your energy, maybe that was, there was a healing in that. Maybe your energy,
Yes.
there was like a little energy shift.
Oh, wow. So, that's bringing up I've been dreaming so prolifically.
That's
I-
so cool.
In my dream last night, someone gave me like a small to medium size tan dog named Loki, Loki. And in my dream, I was told that was a character from Lord of the Rings, which I don't know if that's right or not, but I decided to change her name to Lucky. So, and then I have a dream about, about Lucky, and so that's great.
Lucky. Wow. Well,
So that
Loki is,
makes me think maybe we can be lucky here in this
mm,
crazy time. Maybe we can be
yes.
lucky, dear God,
Good
pray
things will
you.
come. Good things will come, but it's going to
Yes.
not be tomorrow. That's for damn sure.
Okay. Yeah, tomorrow.
That's my prediction.
Tomorrow's tomorrow's
I
no
think
good.
we're in the end of times. That's what I really think.
Yeah. So,
Yep.
my darling, you're in New Mexico. Are you registered to vote there?
Oh, of course. Yeah,
Oh, good.
I voted in the primaries, and yeah, I just
Are you
mailed
gonna
mailed
go?
out.
You
I'm
please
going to
vote.
vote in person. I mailed out for an
Please
absentee.
vote in person.
Oh yeah, I totally am. But we all mailed out. They sent us all, everyone, um, an absentee ballot application, and I thought I'll
Yes.
just send away for it, just
Yes.
in case some crazy ass thing happens,
Yes.
right? And
Yes.
but no, I'm absolutely going to go in person, and I'm going to go in advance. Like there's no
Yeah,
reason
my
why.
dad and stepmom are in Florida. They said we are going in person.
Yeah,
It's like
there's no reason why we shouldn't go in person. And people are like, oh, COVID, whatever. We've been in COVID for 8 months or whatever it is.
exactly. I called the Board of Elections, and she said to me, every voter who walks in is going to be asked to put on a pair of disposable gloves, and I love that because then we're not all touching the same pen,
Hmm.
But of course, I don't love that because of the environmental.
It's such a, I can't, I am
It's
having a really hard time with that aspect of the gloves.
yes,
It's like,
yes,
it, bring your own pen, or it's just,
yes,
this is not how the disease is going to get transmitted. That's my feeling.
right,
That's what, I mean,
right.
that's kind of what has been said,
It's
that's how
airborne. It's
it's
not
airborne.
touch.
So
Yeah,
you touch a pen, go home and wash your hands, or go
exactly.
somewhere, wash
Or
your hands.
stay there and maybe they'll
Wash
have
your hands.
wash your hands.
Yeah. Because I
Yes,
hate all that waste. That's one thing.
I
I'm,
know. Me
you see the
too.
masks all over the parking
Uh,
lot, and the
yeah.
gloves. It's just, oh my God, it's so much. And also, everybody's using tons more paper towels. I mean, I'm
Oh,
noticing this as a massage therapist, like,
oh,
because people don't want to use a regular towel. They don't want to share towels with,
oh.
many people. So they're, or we're just cleaning up more. So it's like, oh,
Right.
so much waste. But anyway, I'm doing
Yes.
it because it's
Yes.
what we do. But right now, but
Yes.
anyway, yes, vote, vote, vote. Even if nobody really likes Biden, but we have to vote for him.
Yeah.
I
No.
mean, I
No
shouldn't say
doubt.
nobody. Most people are not super in love with the guy. I mean,
I
he's just,
am in love with Bernie Sanders. I just
yes,
watched
but
his
he's not
response to
up
the
for
debate.
election.
No, he's not. And he's all for Biden and his messages like, he didn't say this, but I've heard other people say this, vote as if your life depends on it
Yes,
because it
yes,
does.
because
It
it does.
does.
I'm trying to convince these kids, and that, I've been doing a lot of pottery. That's my new
Yes.
thing, which has been so
Yes.
fun. And so I'm in the studio with these two 25-year-old women that I absolutely adore, both of them. Um, there's just so much fun. It's just so great to
Yes.
be around young energy. But they're both like, yeah, we don't really like Biden. I'm like, okay, sit down. We need a cup.
Show them not Stephen Colbert, Jimmy Kimmel interviewing Bernie today. Seriously, show that to them.
Ah,
because if they don't like Biden, maybe they love Bernie. I love Bernie.
right. I think they probably do love Bernie.
Yeah, and
I think
so
everybody, a lot of young people were liking him very much.
show them what Bernie has to say about this year's election.
Okay. And what is it that's on Jimmy Kimmel?
Bernie,
Bernie's on last night, was it? Or
yeah,
okay. Maybe I'll find it and send it to them.
yeah,
Yeah.
totally. Or I can send
I
it
mean,
to
and
you.
unfortunately, it's a cultural thing. It's like a lot of young people. I'm really concerned that they're not going to vote because
Yeah,
they don't like Biden. So I'm like, oh God.
it's always
Anyway,
been
we're
like
all
that.
concerned.
You know, I've
Fun and
been
games.
I've been an environmental activist for, since I was a young adult, and
Hmm.
most people were not thinking like that, and creating styrofoam free zones in 1989 or whatever. Most people were not there,
Yeah.
but but I think we have to do everything we can to
Yeah.
get people to vote. Please vote. If you're listening to this, please vote, and vote for who you believe in. Nobody can tell you who to vote for or who not to vote for. But please keep in mind this country's democracy, or this, democratic republic or representative republic, or however you want to call our country. But keep in mind that it's built on great ideals, even if we haven't, reached those ideals. We are the melting pot, and that's a beautiful image. And we just need to climb out of this hole that we're in right now.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah.
need
Our
everybody's participation.
yeah, our humanity depends on it.
Yes,
Our
yes,
humanity really depends on
it
it.
really does. It
Yeah,
really
being
does.
treated like a human being and like an
Yes,
equal human being, really. That's
yes. So we
yeah.
digress a little,
I
but
know
it
we
felt this all
love
feels
it.
very important to
So
me.
yeah, so important. Yeah.
So I have to make atonement, and I you know if I wrote this thing, I copied this thing from a friend of mine on Facebook. Did you read my Yom Kippur little thing that I copied from my friend? I'm gonna
Mm-mm.
read it to you. So yeah, it's okay. Here we are. Sorry. Okay. So this rang true for me. Oh, here's the Bernie Sanders thing. I'll send that to you,
Oh, that'd
Ellen.
be great. Thank you.
Um, okay. On Yom Kippur, to those I have wronged, I ask forgiveness. To those I may have helped, I wish I had done more. To those I neglected to help, I ask for understanding. To those who helped me, thank you with all my heart. And then it was about, having an easy fast.
Mm.
So, have you heard of that ritual, Ho'oponopono?
Hmm.
Yeah. So, what is it? It's like,
I'm sorry. I love you.
I'm,
Please forgive me.
I'm sorry. I love you.
Sorry.
I forgive you. Please forgive me.
How does it
You
go?
know,
Yeah. I'm
and
sorry. Forgive me. I love you. And there's one more that I can't think of.
okay, I'm gonna look it up. But you have to say something
Okay, I
interesting,
love
because I don't want all these dead spots for our listeners. So, Alan, say something
that.
interesting.
Okay, well, ta-da, da, 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 let me entertain you. Okay,
Yes, please.
um, I'm going to throw out a dream image while you're looking that up.
I looked it up and I have it, but please do
Okay,
throw out your dream image.
okay. It was just this image of a man on
Yes,
a bridge, the top of, not under, on top of a very, very high bridge that was to the left of me, like very high up. And he
yes.
was on a dirty, yucky mattress,
Oh,
and he was face down, like with his limbs all sort of spread out like this, and
like how? Show me again.
just kind of like this, like in
Okay.
a big cross, kind of his
Yeah,
arms were out
yeah.
and his legs were
Yes.
on his belly, but he was stiff, like
Like a
almost like rigor mortis,
like a dead man.
like he was dead. But I was like, I don't know, is he dead? I'm not sure. Like for some
Yes.
reason, even though he was like, it looked like he was in rigor mortis,
Yes.
I was questioning whether or not he was dead. and I thought it was interesting because he looked very like a homeless person, but usually you see
Okay.
them under the bridge, not on top of the bridge. So
Right.
anyway, we don't have
Right.
to have time to
Right.
do that now, but just
So just to say, this is a Hawaiian practice,
yes.
Ho'oponopono. And I've talked about this with my friend Michelle. It's for reconciliation and forgiveness. But why are the words not here? Oh, come on. All right. Uh, yeah, so what happened then later in that dream?
That was the whole dream. I just was observing it from,
Yes.
down below and just observing. And I think there might have been somebody with me, but I'm not sure. And I've had so many dreams too, but I haven't been writing them down
Yeah,
because
what's up with
my
that?
mind is so active that I'm, hmm?
Yeah, what's up with that? I said. Wait, these are
Like,
all why you're
why am I
not
not
writing
writing?
down your dreams.
Yeah,
Oh,
because I'm so, uh, I'm like everybody. I have like so many, like thousands of layers of shit that's going on
yes.
in the world that the second I wake up,
Yes, yes.
I'm I'm like, like kind of my mind is overly active
On
and
to
just
other
like,
things.
yeah,
Mm,
yeah. I know
mhm.
it's not good though. It's not. I'm going to really work on that. I'm going to really
Yes,
right. Yeah,
yes.
get to that.
So I'm just gonna think of it. So I love you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes,
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Please forgive me.
Please forgive me. I forgive you.
I don't
No.
think they say I forgive you.
Okay,
Sorry.
I'm
Please
sorry.
forgive.
Please forgive me. I love you, but there
I
is
love
one
you. And
other.
there's one other. Okay, wait.
Yes.
I knew that one already. Okay.
Okay.
I didn't realize it was like that.
Okay, I know. Ay. So, well, we
Somewhere, but
can
it was
come back with the Ho'oponopono, but
yeah.
that's
I
perfect.
was doing that for a while. Like I was working with someone who was into it, and I was like,
Yes,
sure, I'll try that.
yes,
Well, actually, and it used to really affect me, not about for myself. It was like, I'm sorry that I'm so not nice to myself. Like it was really a lot
yes.
about my own
Good,
self. I'm
good.
forgive myself. I love myself.
Yes, yes, yes.
Sorry, you
I'm
know.
sorry. Please forgive me.
God,
Um, and then what? I love you.
I love you is like the last one.
Yes. I forgive you. I believe it's I forgive you. No,
Sorry, maybe.
it might be. I do. I forgive you. But I hope you'll be a better person from it, as I hope I will be as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
How do
So,
we get on Ho'oponopono?
because
What?
it just sounds like the perfect Yom Kippur.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I
Beautiful.
don't know if that's how we got there, but
Yeah.
that's what I
Hmm.
feel. So, I mean, I still have a lot of exploring to do on the
Hmm.
stream. There is some clue in the Saugerties, the town of Saugerties. I mean, I used to go to Saugerties every season to do dream work with Jeremy Taylor at
Oh,
Miriam's Well,
oh, that's right.
yurt. But I've also been downtown, not that often, a couple of times, and there's the Inquiring Minds bookstore. And
Yes.
actually, because I pointed, that's exactly where the cafe was in my
I
dream.
know that cafe, and I know because I know where Inquiring Minds is.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, and I was across the street
Interesting.
at the LGBTQ
Mm-hmm.
center.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And there is one of those. There is a center in Kingston, if I remember
yes,
correctly.
yes, in Kingston there is.
Yeah.
Right.
Huh.
So, it's a mystery, as dreams often are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Sorry that I didn't have more like feel like.
Right, right. No, but you helping me like explore this dream, and that's the best. So to honor this dream, I think, and I kind of am cheating because I want to do this anyway, but I think I need to write more poetry.
Yeah, just speak it. Speak it into your
Yes. Oh,
phone.
I could just speak it because I
Yeah.
do just speak it.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice to write too,
Yes,
but yeah, I've been well, yeah, for typing's probably not so comfortable either. Typing like
with my
this.
right hand. Oh no, I can't. I'm a
You can't do that.
one thumb typer, one finger.
Yeah, I've been doing that sort of, journaling that way, which has been
Yes.
really great, actually,
That's
really great. I've got
awesome.
haiku poems, and
Oh,
I
love
really
it.
came upon some deep stuff. I don't know why, because I think I can type faster than I can write,
Oh, I love it.
actually. So the thoughts are just like blah, 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 blah,
Yeah, it's
right
a totally
there.
different process,
It
typing
is.
your thoughts than writing your thoughts.
Usually they say it's the other way around, but for some reason, the typing is really
Oh,
like,
okay.
I don't know, gets me, yeah,
Well,
somehow.
I would love to share a poem, if I might,
Sure,
to end our session.
absolutely.
So, and I hope I remember it. This is called Celestial Imagination. I know Abraham as my father, shooting hoops and praising the Most High God when the ball swooshes through the net. And surely my mother's spirit is from the beginning of the universe. Why, when Hashem first said to the angels, "Let us create humanity, a river of reflection," her smooth voice was heard. Shema, listen, we are all students of the spoken secrets and deliberations, but Shoshana was special because she is a true teacher. You may have seen her sipping white wine and smiling supportively, but I knew her as a matrix of light, housing rays of Godshine, immortal soul, beginning time. What is there to say about new beginnings and older dreams that did not quite come true? These moments of not knowing next from never remind me to remind you. Every fresh idea is worth cultivating. This is true. You say David. No, you don't say that about David. You say Moses is the highest prophet. Well, we walk the earth in the same boots, he and I, the same size even. We stand the same height, and our hands are similar. We walk under the same sky, though outside the worlds collide. It is that war in heaven, you know, thunderbolts cruising the sky, carry a reflection of light sparring darkness in crackling cycles, where people die on streets and others watch all these colors flashing on their television. Step out into the energy of night, drink it in with true vision, dripping chilled under the stormy veil of a full moon. And there's more, but I can't remember it.
That, first of all, I cannot believe you can remember that. That's number one.
But
Second
I
of all,
but I couldn't.
oh my God, that is just gorgeous. That should
Thank
be
you, honey.
somewhere. You should, I don't know, publish that. That's so beautiful,
Thank
so
you.
powerful. Oh my God.
It's on my YouTube page
Oh,
under
wow. I'm
Jessica
so,
Koock.
so
Yeah.
impressed. Yeah.
Thank you, honey. Well, I have
So
to finish it now. Um,
remembered the rest. Okay.
let's see. We sleep under the same. Thunderbolts cruising the sky carry a reflection of light sparring darkness in crackling cycles where people die on streets and others watch all these colors flashing on their televisions. Step out into the energy of night. Drink it in with true vision, dripping chilled under the stormy veil of a full moon. Devora, seer, in mountains of sagebrush, down a cobbled walkway, a spirit in the place heaven meets. She says that is why the sky birds come to me, to remind me I am free. I know she is my sister and sparkling, bright and strong from your heart to your mind. I say you are free on earth to heal. My brother left, while more and more soldiers fled across the threshold of death. We tried everything to heal, they proclaimed. Shark's cartilage, positive thinking, on the merit of prayer and strong motivation, denial, refusal, willingness for no will, and complete surrender. Was he King David? His features look the part, and talk about charisma Why, I saw shining fire all around him, in and out of rain. In verse, the psalmist wrote, "Have faith and trust. The cosmic forces will purify us. Believe in your own story. Close observation of life reveals great miracles."
Wow.
Wow. So that's the answer. We are free on earth to heal.
What prompted, like, what was the,
My mom died. A wonderful Reb Shlomo Schachter died. Jerry Garcia died. More and more soldiers fled across the threshold of death. It was a
okay.
culmination of mostly those three.
Mm,
Oh, also JFK Jr. and
mm,
his lovely wife
mm,
died in a plane. So
mhm,
it was all these deaths in
mm.
1995
But
that
it's so biblical too. It's so biblical.
yes,
There's so much biblical reference.
yes, yes.
Yeah, that's really cool. I mean, that's really profound, and also that you know those Bible stories. I don't know those stories, but
Oh,
I do. I do some,
I'm
but
sure you do.
yeah, I don't know that if I don't know that I would could refer to them in a poem. Like I don't know that
Right,
I would have enough
right.
like heart and soul about those
It
stories.
was right, I mean, it was around the time my mom died. I really turned to religion to help
Mm-hmm.
me through that agony.
Yeah, I bet. I mean, and I'm actually really moving into Judaism in a in an interesting way, like really mostly the Kabbalah
Kabbalah.
kind of.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. It's meaningful. That's why I said we're in the end of time. We're in the end days.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
The
that's
things
Christianity, honey. That's not
it
Jew.
isn't only though. It
Though,
is not only Christianity.
is there
It's
an
not.
end times in Judaism?
Yes, there is all kinds of prophecies in the Jewish, the Jewish
Yes.
prophets that say, and it doesn't mean done.
Okay.
It isn't like the, what do you call that? The, when everybody goes up to heaven and leaves
Oh,
it,
yes.
whatever that's
The
very Christian.
that the
No, it's
apocalypse.
not, it's not that. I mean, I'm not really sure what it is. How the hell would I know?
Yeah. Well, it's right before everyone crosses in the good place under the arch.
Exactly. And then it's good on the other side.
Well, I
Um,
don't know because the
no,
wave goes
fine.
back to the ocean. So
Mm,
here, I'll leave you with a teaching that Chidi gives Eleanor on the bench before he walks through. He said, imagine a wave, you see it, it's a wave, it's moving in towards the ocean, towards the beach. It's a big wave, its own being, and then splash, it crashes down. And then the water just becomes part of the ocean.
mm,
No longer independent wave.
mhm.
It's part of the ocean. So that's what I think is the final.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. It's not like, right. It's not like it's done and that's the end of it and we don't exist anymore. It's more like it's like, for me, I guess it feels a little bit like the phoenix, we
Yes,
rise up out of the flames. Like
yes,
everything is like this, and then it gets reborn into something hopefully very
yes.
different. And it may not, yeah, it doesn't mean we're all going to like cease to exist. Well, we will eventually,
We
but
will, though, darling.
it's not like, oh poof, we're all gonna, and
Right.
then something will
No.
just, this, but this isn't a lot of the prophecies, Christian and Jewish
Yes, yes,
prophecies,
yes, yes.
actually. And we're in it. It's exactly what's
Well, I
happening.
know, Ellie,
Fire.
both religions revere Elijah the prophet, so,
Yeah,
uh, so,
yeah.
really, really powerful. And one more thought that I want to give, because I shared it with my son's father, Yom Kippur, before Yom Kippur, the Shabbat before Yom Kippur. So it was the Sabbath in between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. So that's like a holy Sabbath. I can't remember what we call it, but anyway. And I think of it, we talk about the Tzimtzum, Tzim, Tzum. The Tzimtzum is when, so there's only God in this world, but God wants to create the universes.
Hmm.
And so God has to contract God's self to make enough room to create the universes. So I think of that as like when a woman is pregnant, her body has to do its simsum. She needs to move out of the way so that a new being can grow in her womb.
Mm.
You know, and to me that's very, you know, reminiscent of the actual creative force that created all of this. And that's my theory also on why there is misogyny, is because men are not going to do that. They're not as creative as women in that way, you know. And so I think they, you know, they want to reward themselves in other ways by a higher pay grade, or looking down on women, grabbing their,
Controlling something,
yeah,
feeling like they have some purpose.
yeah, yeah. All men should be artists so that they can create to the level of like beautiful, innovative work. And then I think we could all be happier here on earth. Yes.
Yeah, that gets into the whole feminine masculine cycle, the whole not cycle, but you know, the whole
The
feminine
whole
masculine balance really
exploration.
on the planet, like the energy of the planet, that energy is really imbalanced, but it's also very, it's humanized too.
Yes,
It's really
yes.
in the human experience, you know, that the feminine is sort of rising up in its strength and glory, and the masculine is kind of like not sure what to do.
Yes.
To feel
like, should he
empowered.
feel threatened? Or I'm not saying he as a person, I mean the
Right,
masculine.
but should that masculine,